John. John in Ireland on the Mark Levin app. How are you, sir?
Hey, Mark. How you doing? How are you keeping?
Very well, thank you.
That's good. I forgot to thank you the last time I spoke to you before Christmas. I'm back in college doing international relations, and you teach me more in one of your shows than I learned from liberal teachers in a week. And it's a little bet with one of my friends where I cannot do an assignment without quoting you at least once.
Really?
So, yes. And it's not that hard, trust me. Everything that you say is spot on. I just wanted to give you a unique perspective on the immigration plan put forward by Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
My family, I've extended family in America, and my family has served the greatest country in the world. My cousin was in the army and fought in Vietnam. My other cousins are detectives, and I've waited in Ireland for 9 years now to get a visa.
Amazing.
I don't know how long it will take. I've waited 9 years. I first applied in 2004. I'll wait another 9 years because I love America so much. But it hurts when I see Republicans are putting forward a bill where 11 million people potentially, where they broke the law, will jump in front of me. And when you think the most popular way for someone like me to get on is the diversity program where 50,000 visas are given out a year, if you do the math into 11 million, it could be well past my life.
Well, John, here's the thing. What Rubio said under his set of principles, anyway, that they've put forward, they cannot jump ahead of you. They have to get in line behind you.
In reality?
In reality, Obama won't do that, will he?
Well, there's the law of possession. They're there, I'm not. And, are you going to deport someone so I can come over? They'll use the logistic argument, they'll use every other argument. And for people I'm not looking for sympathy. America is founded on the land of opportunity, and I'm the person, I don't know if you remember in Reagan's speech in '64, Going for Goldwater, where he told the story about the Cuban, where he came to America and he said, told the atrocities he came from, and the two Americans looked at each other going, wow, we're lucky we live in this country. And he said, no, I'm lucky because I've got somewhere to go to. And that's the way I feel. America is the shining light on the hill that gives people like me to, want to get there and want to get there. And if I just can make one more point, a lot of conservatives are talking about how to position themselves, and Republicans and on this policy, and you have to be pro-immigrant. There's 3 words that are not used anymore, and it's what I just said. It's the American dream. That's the dream. That's all you need to do to win elections. It's not about equality of results. It's not about equality. It's about opportunity. You can do anything you want. There is no limitations in America. You come from a background like me where we're not.
But John, I want to tell you something. We have tens of millions of citizens in this country who have been conquered by the Leviathan. They've been conquered by big government, by the big government programs. And Obama's attempting to conquer many, many more of them, trying to destroy the American dream, really the American psychology, the American mindset, as I've been calling it. And so that's the real fundamental transformation, what's going on between the ears of millions and millions of Americans who are being sucked into this, being hooked by this. And, you sit out there in Ireland, you want to come here, and you see it, and Let me ask you some questions, if you don't mind. Lots of people say, if we're going to leave America, I want to go to Ireland. What does Ireland have a low tax rate or something?
No, it has a low corporation tax, but it's pretty high. The first, I think it's about €30,000 is at 21%, and anything over that is at 40%.
Wow. Well, actually, I pay a higher rate than that here now.
Yeah, but it's quite progressive in that, so if you take someone like who I would know earn €40,000, you're paying quite a chunk of money at the 40% rate. You're paying 10 grand at 40%, and it keeps on going. So it basically punishes success. It's more not like in America. It's more noble to be in not the middle class, but the lower middle class. Paying 30, 40 grand and not paying much to the government or get money back in America. There's no thing to say. Go be successful. While they're not great, they're liberals, but don't go be the next Bill Gates. Go and be the next Steve Jobs. There's no incentive to do that. You get there and we'll tax you, and yes, you'll create jobs, and that's great, but you're going to be taxed every step of the way. and America's like that now as well. And what annoys me, I don't spend too much. Like, I write on politics for America, so I'm lucky. But I don't concentrate on Obama, because you know what you're going to get. You know, if you speak about what his policies very eloquently, but there's a team in there. It's not about guns. It's not about it's about controlling you. It's controlling every aspect of your life. The upsetting point to me is the Republicans. I've spoke to you before about what you call them munchkins. But what frustrates me is, as you say always, only one thing can beat tyranny. It's not less tyranny. It's liberty. It's freedom. And that's what that's why I very rarely, I can't remember the last time I heard someone coming out, we won't offer you green cards, we'll offer you an opportunity, we'll offer you the American dream, the dream that you have strived for. And the one thing that these immigrants, where I hear John McCain saying, you know, you have to do these things, and immigrants, and you pointed out the Pew polls, they've left tyranny. The last thing they want to do after leaving tyranny is eventually go to a country that's going to promote tyranny down the road. They want liberty. And if you speak to those people, they will respond to you like that, and that's how they'll respond. It's not.
Well, John, you know what's interesting, and you remind me of this. Most of the Republicans who claim to want to, reform immigration, they don't even know how to speak about liberty. They don't know how to communicate liberty. They don't know how to talk about private property rights and unalienable rights and natural rights. John McCain is a mumble-mouth when it comes to these things. Lindsey Graham, I don't even know if he has these thoughts. So we have these same mush Republicans who are incapable of communicating, period, about the magnificence of liberty and opportunity and so forth, out there doing exactly what you're talking about. Well, look at this visa when this happens, and you'll get in line when this happens. And they sound like they're superintendents at the local DMV.
Yeah, no, and I agree, and but it's not just the problem that also some Republicans have is that some people can say the right things. And I'm not going to mention names. I'm disappointed in certain politicians. They say the right things. They use like terms that would appeal to a conservative. Like unalienable rights, the land of opportunity. We will reapply our principles, not reform them. But it's all about what does this mean, and explaining it, and it's telling the history. America, and I know you'll be in agreement with this. America's history is superb. If you can imagine, I know you've probably heard the movie It's a Wonderful Life, where, you look at what other people's lives would have been like if it hadn't happened. Imagine a world without America. Would there be oil? Would there be cars? Would we still be walking around in horse and carriages? Or not walking around in horse and carriages, but getting around?
Right.
Would we see other countries?
Now, let me ask you this, just because I'm curious. Now, where in Ireland are you?
In the capital, Dublin.
And you're going to college there?
Yeah, I've worked all my life, but it's like everywhere else. I lost my job a year and a half ago, so I couldn't get anything else. I was a sales and business manager, and I lost it. Couldn't even get a job as a cleaner. So I'm very fortunate. I got an opportunity to go back to college and fulfill my dream. My hope is to get involved in politics in the States one day.
Well, my hope is you do too. So, what are the prospects for you getting here, and when?
I don't know. I'm in college in a 3-year degree in international relations, specialising in American studies. I work for an American. I'm very fortunate. I've come across through contacts of mine. I work for a company in America who writes. It's a very big company, and they started up a new website for younger people. So I'm writing for them once a week. So I'm hoping that my word will get out that way. And I don't know after that. I have to be honest. Listening to you over the last 6 months, 9 months. I used to be what you'd call a moderate Republican with conservative values. Like, I used to love George Bush and stuff. But the more and more I see it, I used to always say, I want to work in election campaigns. I want to work in Capitol Hill. The more and more I see these politicians, I investigate them. I don't think I could ever work for them. There has to be principles. It's not a case of, like John McCain, Republicans need to do this to win elections. That's not why you do policy. You have to do the right thing, and you have to explain it. It has to be constitutional. It has to be what the people want, and the people have to be involved. And politicians clearly don't do that. They're there to legislate or regulate and both. And that's the problem. They don't have any what's right for America anymore. And
have you read much of Frederick Bastiat?
No. He's one author I haven't read.
I want you to read some of his writings, Frederick Bastiat.
Okay.
I mean, there are many philosophers and so forth, but I think you'll find him particularly bracing.
Well, at the minute, I'm currently reading Alexis de Tocqueville, which is...
Well, that's a good one, too.
Incredible.
Yep.
Well, after the three books that anybody needs to know about conservatism is Men in Black, Liberty and Tyranny, and Emeritopia.
Oh, wow,
and that's not just saying it. That is, if anybody asks me, and people do say, you know, even I'm getting my mother wouldn't be very political, but she has heard you on listening to you, and my dog loves you as well, and he reacts when your music comes on, and she's always going, what's this guy going on about? And I'm telling her it's liberty and, you know, it's pursuit of happiness. So she said to me at Christmas, you know, because I was tidying up my bookshelf with loads of books in it, and I was polishing them. She said, "Is that Mark Levin?" I said, "That's his second book. Give me that. I want to read that." So it's getting involved, and she's actually surprised me in certain ways how much she's agreed with you. But they're the three books that everybody needs to read, and if you can only read two, it has to be Emeritopia and Liberty and Tyranny, because that's what you need to know. And that's anybody reading that. That's not just saying it because I'm saying it to you and sort of kissing up. It's not. That's the fact. If you read two books, there they are. After that, obviously, Federalist and Anti-Federalist papers and stuff. But they are the two premier books that you need to.
Well, my friend, listen, it's an honor. I really appreciate it. Have I sent you these books yet, signed?
No, I bought them on.
All right. I'll tell you what. Well, let me send you both of them signed. Don't hang up. Give us your address in Ireland, and also, Mr. Colscreen, get all his information just in case, because I think this fellow, if he ever gets to the United States, he's going to be one hell of an American.
You're very kind. I really appreciate those comments, and I'd say I hope one day you'll read my stuff and you'll you know.
Well, why don't you post it on my Facebook site?
Okay. Look out for me. I'm always in I'm in a Yankee jersey. I don't know if you want to know the name of the site I work for. Or,
no, give me the name.
It's youngpatriots.com.
Youngpatriots.com, and you write for them, or you run that site?
No, I only write for them. It's part of. I don't know if you ever come across a Patriot Update. They're part of the Liberty 50 group.
I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm not familiar with it, but we're going to put that on my website under our links list, Mr. Producer. Can we do that? All right, my brother, don't hang up. We want to get you those books. That's very exciting. John's a good guy, very good guy. I'll take about 50 million of him. All right, where are we?